Okay, you're welcome. My name is Legendary Boss 247, and in this video, I want to be showing us how to take measurements for a suit. Now, you cannot overemphasize the importance of proper measurements when it comes to suit making. You can never overemphasize that. Now, the reason is because when it comes to suit making, we don't add much allowance inside. Now, the highest allowance you can get, seam allowance you can get within this suit is half inch, right? So your suit is not like your skirt or your regular tops that you can add up to 2 inches, 1.5 seam allowance by the side between the seams. No, when it comes to suits, we sew everything, we join all piece together using half inch, 0.5 inch, right? So you don't have room for any mistake when it comes to measurement, right? So as a beginner, I will advise you to take your suit measurement at least twice, right? So the first time you take the measurement, write them down and then go over again to cross check and verify those measurements, because you wouldn't have much room for allowance, much room for adjustments, right? So if you mess up with the measurements, you have ruined the suit. So it is very important to take your time and then you're careful taking your measurement. So that being said, let's proceed to the measurements. The first thing I want to measure is the shoulder. Right now, if you are into suit making or you're going in for suit making, I want to expect that you already know how to make a simple basic menswear, right? So you know how to take a shoulder, but I will still show you. So you want to measure from one end of the shoulder bone to the other, like this, right? Now I can feel the bone, I can feel the end of his bone here, right? So I want to measure from that point to this point, right? So I'm using the inches part of my tape. So what we have here for him is 18 inches. 18 inches. Now the next thing I want to take is the chest. Now when it comes to chest for suit, of course you know that within your suit you will be putting on another shirt, be it a short sleeve like I have here or a long sleeve, whichever. You'll be wearing something inside. Therefore you need to give allowance for ease. You need to give ease within your measurement. You don't want to take your measurement skin tight like this. No, you don't want to do that for a suit, right? Because you always put on something inside. So it needs to have allowance. It needs to have ease. So I'm going to show you how to go about that. If I want to give him a chest measurement here, I will go for a measurement of 39, right? Now this 39 is free enough for me. 39, a chest of 39. Now let me show you how tight his normal fitted measurement will be. Now taking on tightly, I have 35. So what does that mean? I added 4 inches to his chest measurement. 4 inches to his chest measurement. So that will be like a guide for you. If you don't know how loose to make your tape, take the fitted measurement and add 4 inches to it. Now we'll do the same thing for the waist. Now the waist is around his tummy area, that is just around the belly button there, right? Now and again, the fitted measurement for his belly button is about, let's say, 31, right? So we are going to be making that at least 35, right, or 34. So you can add 2 to 3 3 to 4 inches is right. So let's take that fitted again. Okay, we have a fitted measurement here for the round waist, 30 tight, right? 30, but then I will be making it 34 minimum. 34. I want to add 4 inches to that because the fitted measurement is actually very tight. This is 30, so tight you cannot work with that. It's a suit, right? So we will be adding 4 inches to that. So that is the guide, right? You see this like this. Around the waist we still have ease there, so you don't want to make it too tight. The next measurement I want to take is around the seat. This will be taken around where the suit, the jacket top, is going to end, right? For ladies it might be around the hip area, right? So for him, I have about fitted measurement here. We have about 35.5 fitted measurement, tight measurement, 35.5. Now adding 4 inches to that will give us 39.5, but I can simply round that up to 40 inches for the seat area. 40 here, you can see it, 40. Now what I usually do, sometimes I don't measure around the seat area. What I usually do is, if I have my chest measurement, which in this case is 39, I can simply add 1 inch to that, making it, which is the 40 we have here. So anywhere around 1 inch more than your chest can give you your seat. But it is best, if you want to, please measure them out, right? That being said, let's check the length of his suit. The length of his suit will be around the length of this shirt, or a little bit lower. Now this shirt here is 29.5. I want to give him a length of 30, right? Let me show you where that point is. There's a jacket here, 30, right? Now this will just be about 2 inches below your wrists. When they leave their hand freely like this is about 2 inches below his wrist. Now I will stand upright with this jacket so you can see that the length of my jacket here, if you compare that to my wrist point where this one, the sleeve, is ending, you see that we have a difference of about 2 inches. Do you see that? Right? So that is what we want to get, right? So when they have their wrist, you just want to come down slightly below that, right? So that is another catch there for you, how to get the length of your jacket, right? Then we have the length. We are going for 30. We want to have the half length, right, which is the shoulder to waist. Now for him, I'll be using 18 inches, right? Now even if you don't measure this half length, which is shoulder to waist, we will show you how to do that. Now please, the shoulder to waist we are talking about, we are not talking about the waist where he's putting on his trouser. We are not showing trousers. We are talking about his tummy. Shoulder to tummy, right? Shoulder to tummy, for me, I want to use 18 inches here. See it here, shoulder to tummy, right? 18. So that being said, that gives us the body measurement of the suit. Let's proceed down to the sleeve, right? Now for sleeve length, you want to take your sleeve length, you want to make them to fold their hands slightly like this, not too much. Then you start your tape from where you ended on the shoulder, from that shoulder bone there where you took your shoulder measurement. You want to pass behind the elbow to the wrists, right? Now for him, going that way here, I have 20, you know, the wrist bone there. You want to stop at the wrist bone there. I have 26, right? 26. Now here is the deal. You are not going to be making it 26, especially for an adult. I'm going to explain why. Now when you take the sleeve length for a kid who is still much growing up, you can go with the full sleeve length you have there. If it is 20, you make it 20. If it's 21, if it is 19, whatsoever it is, you can go with that length. Now for an adult who is not growing up, again, basically, you want to reduce that length by at least 1 inch, right? So as I measure 26 on him, I'm going to be using 25. I will explain to you, because we want your long sleeve. If you're putting on a long sleeve in the suit, on the jacket, we want the long sleeve to show slightly. Now the reason why you don't want to reduce the length when it comes to a kid is because they can easily outgrow that length, right? If you make a suit for them within 6 months, maximum 1 year, they must have had a 1 inch short, right? So you can make it long for kids, right? But then for adults, you want to reduce it by 1 inch. So this is 26. but I'll be using 25. Again, let's check that again. From the shoulder passing behind the elbow to the wrist, here I have 26, but I'm going to making it 25, right? Another measurement you want to have this way is a shoulder to elbow. For him here I have 14 inches. 14 inches. We are going to make use of that when we are drafting our sleeve, right? Next, we want to have the round sleeve. Again, not too tight. Not too tight. The round sleeve I'll be giving him here is 14 inches. 14. Free enough. 14. Now, let me compare that to his fitted round sleeve, fitted bicep, so that you can have an idea, right? Now, his fitted bicep here is 11. So what does that mean? It means that I added 3 inches to the biceps, right? You can also take round the elbow just wide enough for them to be able to fold their hand. You know, if you make it too tight, they can't fold their hand. So when they have their hand folded this way, we want to have this. This is about 13 inches, right? So with this, he will be able to fold his hand. You don't want to make a jacket where they cannot fold their hand. So with this, he can fold his hand. His elbow folded, we have 13, right? Then at the wrist also, you want it wide enough for them to be able to pull and wear their jacket, right? So on the wrist here, we want to go wide enough for him to be able to pull. I'm going to try 10. If he can pull out 10, right? 10 can go out. So you don't want to make it too big, but you still want to make it wide enough for them to be able to pull it out. So this is 10 inches for him. Now, the last but not the least measurement I want to take is round his neck. Not too tight. Relax the tape on his body, and then what we have here is about 16.5 inches. 16.5 inches for his round neck. So those are the basic measurements you would need if you want to draft and sew a jacket like what I'm putting on now, right? So whatever measurement we need subsequently, I'm going to show you how to derive that. So this is basically the measurement you need. Thanks for watching. My name is Legendary.